Hello, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. This is Defub21, and we're just going to have a quick look at the launch trailer for Batman Arkam Knight. I'm looking forward to this. There have been, to check the exact score for GameSpot's review, but the video review, which if I did have the score in it, I can't remember, wasn't as positive as I expected. Something to do with the too much car stuff in it, or Batmobile stuff in it. But let's have a look at this launch trailer. I'm planning on pre-ordering or pre-purchasing this game. It's out tomorrow. I'm pre-downloading it tonight, trying to burn through the last of GTA 5, to free up some solid state SSD drive space. SSDs, you can, their capacity ain't great, but they're great particularly for open world games or to stream a lot of media. So here we go.
For the hero, the only true conclusion is death. The hero does not cower to death, for that would belittle life. The hero knows he cannot defeat danger, but for a moment, he can free others from fear. Let those left behind find hope in his sacrifice. Let those who knew him well speak of his fierce loyalty, unwavering convictions, and when the time came, his ultimate willingness to give all. Legends live on. Only man comes to an end. This is how it happened. This is how the Batman died.
Well, I don't know what you thought of that video, this video, but that was not the most convincing thing they could have shown me. It turns into a kind of a pop music video, or at least an attempt at one halfway through. I don't know where the hell that singing song. So someone will probably be able to identify the song in the comments if it wasn't something that was cooked up for this video, which it may well have been. Yeah, I can't for the life of me. The voiceover was okay, in terms of like the acting. I don't know about the writing of it, but it looks good. But that's that and the fact that the season pass is like 30+ quid, and God knows how much actual content you'll get for that. Certainly not enough, I don't think, to justify spending what would be probably close to 80 quid between it and the game, depending on where you are. As I said, what I've seen previously of it looks good. I mean, it's certainly visually it looks very good. But that that song is completely, certainly in my view, completely alien to the kind of the atmosphere of these games, and what the hell it's doing in there is frankly beyond me, to a far from insignificant degree. Yeah, PS4, Xbox One, PC. It should also be noted, certainly the here in Ireland, GameStop exists. It doesn't in other places. There's no GameStops in the UK as far as I'm aware. And they don't appear to be selling an actual physical disc retail copy for PC, just a digital code, which is kind of a, if it turns out to be the case, that is what they're doing. That is something of a turning point. Although again, in the PC space, has been going digital distribution for quite some time. But really, there's only one dedicated video games retailer in Ireland now these days, and that's GameStop. HMV, to my mind, would be the only other major kind of bricks and mortar retailer, and they are a shadow of their former selves. Let me know what the situation is wherever you are in terms of can you actually buy retail copies on PC or otherwise. But yeah, I mean, again, that looks great. Character design looks great. Visually looks, very, very good, and the whole kind of, fighting with other kind of heroes like Robin and Nightwing sounds and looks cool. But yeah, this is, if you look at the, like, for a point of reference, kind of the trailer, the launch trailer, and the trailers that came out in the first kind of the couple week or two or three before the launch of The Witcher 3, and compared to this thing, that's I mean, it turns into kind of fucking pop music song, just appears out of nowhere for no reason, and it's completely, as I've said already, it's completely out of step with the tone of the game. Both this game, by what we see it in the trailers before this, another video before this, and the previous games, both Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. So it's a bit, yeah. Yes, I can officially call me skeptical. Yeah, so I've got to burn through GTA V. Probably I might try. I've got Far Cry 4, but I haven't completed it. I'll put it on my SSD. I usually keep the games that require or generally involve a lot of constant streaming of data from the hard drive to the RAM and to the video RAM on my SSD, because the bandwidth is much higher and there's no seek times or read times, and keep games that are more kind of conventional level based on my conventional hard drive. This being an open world game, I would need to install it on my SSD, and I'm a bit chock-a-block at the moment. If anyone out there is in the process of building themselves a rig, my piece of advice to you, if you're going down the SSD route, first, don't install the OS on it. Yeah, it makes the OS faster, means the machine boots up more quickly, but you'll be losing, particularly once your operating system has been patched and service packed, it'll just eat more and more space on your SSD, which should really be available for games. That's what I'll do when I reinstall the OS on this, when I'm planning on upgrading to Windows 10. Not immediately, but at some point in the first 12 months I can get it for free forever. Yeah, as I said, the music is, I don't know what the hell they were thinking for doing that. Anyway, I'll be getting the game anyway, and hopefully this does not bode ill. But again, the first two games in the series were, very, very, anyone who's played them, very, very exceptional games. They're certainly the two of the best kind of cartoon superhero comic book video games ever made, and that's certainly gotten their place in history. Anyone who's kind of who remembers the kind of this, particularly the 16-bit era on, will remember a huge number of kind of comic book based video games that were universally mediocre to out and out terrible, and who can look to this game and say, well, I remember when this came out and it was such a a vast improvement on what had come before. So yeah, looks good, but that music was, whoever decided to pick that music track needs to be punished. They don't have to be shot or anything, but they should be reprimanded in some way. Anyway, I could ramble on and on over and over again. Don't want to be doing that. Not, in my view, a particularly good trailer because you can say, oh, it's only the music, but it's so out of tone with the rest of what you're seeing on screen that it's extremely jarring and it takes you out of the place, and it's not in content, it's not in line with the mood of these games at all. I'm gonna try, if I'm able to do it, I'll play get a couple of short videos up nice and quick after the game unlocks on Steam for you to look at 1080p 60 frames a second, and you can have a look at those and decide whether you like it or not. Again, I have a GTX 970 NVIDIA graphics card, so this should run. It's better than the recommended spec graphics card for this game, so fingers crossed it'll look good and play good. Anyway, pardon me again. This is Defub 21 signing off. Toodaloo.